Hawkeyes focus in on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Although the Gophers have a dangerous offense, Minnesota has been at the bottom of the Big Ten defensively this season. So if the Hawkeyes stay balanced, they can bring home the bacon. Floyd of Rosedale is on the line in this game. It's the home finale for the Hawkeyes. It's senior and 1981 Rose Bowl reunion day at Kinnick. Iowa Hawkeye Sports presents the Minnesota Gophers and Iowa Hawkeyes.
So they bring the ball to the 35 because the kick landed out of bounds is the rule. And the Hawks get a break on 1st and 10. And they're going to go for the flea flicker right off the bat. McCann over the middle. Caught by Dallas Clark at the 42-yard line. Dallas Clark on the comeback pitch. Ladell Betts to Kyle McCann, and the Hawks go for the big play to start the game. 3 wideouts on 3rd down and long. McCann loses 6, so it's almost 3rd and 10. Straight back to pass is Kyle. The protection is very good. Wings it over the middle. It is caught by Dallas Clark. The Hawkeyes have a 1st down. He's still on his feet inside the 10. 1st and goal at the Minnesota 8-yard line. The Hawkeyes go with a twin tight end set on 2nd and goal. Man in motion is Chris Oliver. They run that way. Nope. Fake. McCann rolls out. He's wide open. He can go in himself. He gets to the 3-goal line. Touchdown, Iowa. On the naked bootleg, Kyle McCann. A perfect play-action fake handoff to Ladell Betts. He had wide open spaces. Away, and the Hawks have drawn first blood on the opening drive. 10:25 to go first quarter. 6-0 Iowa. And on for the point after try is Nate Kading. Out of the hold of David Bradley. It's right through, and the Hawkeyes lead at 7-0. This is Hawkeye football from Learfield Sports. Big 3rd down stop opportunity for the Hawkeyes. Kalik changed the play. Turns around, yells something to Tellis Redmond. Minnesota goes with twin wideouts. Here's the handoff to Redmond. They sweep the left side. He's not going to get it done. He can't turn the corner. Bobby Sanders shot the gap, turned him back inside into a whole lot of Hawkeyes.
I'll tell you, Bobby Sanders is some kind of football player. He absolutely came all the way from his strong safety spot up into the backfield and tackled the running back for no gain.
As the Hawks started quick again on offense. McCann back to pass on 1st and 10. Wings it up the sideline. He's got Hill open at the 30. Caught. 25-yard line. Out of bounds. 1st and 10 Iowa.
That was a great square out move and go by Khalil Hill.
1st and 10 Iowa. Just shy of the Gopher 25-yard line. Betts big hole up the middle. 20, 15, 10. He's got one blocker in front of him. 5, 3-yard line. 1st and goal Hawkeyes. Kyle McCann ducks it under center. Bruce Nelson. On 2nd and goal, again, Oliver goes in motion right to left. The handoff, play action fake to Betts into the end zone. There's Jeremy Allen. Caught. Touchdown, Iowa.
And he had his choice of either player. He had Clark deep, and look at him just swarm Jeremy Allen. They love this young man. He's such an unselfish football player because, you know, he's blocking on every play while Ladell Betts has set all the records.
Kyle McCann looks like Gary Cooper in high noon. What a gunslinger. He is 5 out of 5 passing for 86 yards. 5.5 minutes to go first quarter. And the Hawks, with Nate Kading tacking on the 14th point, lead the Gophers 14-0. Minnesota with 4 wideouts. One running back is Barber. Back to pass. Kalik, no, quarterback keeper all the way. Pickens had him smelled out, turned him back to the outside, and Aaron Campman ran him down from behind. Colin Cole was waiting at the junction for him as well.
And that's after Aaron Campman had whipped a 300-pound offensive tackle.
That's Campman's 5th sack of the year. Aaron Campman, the All-American candidate at defensive end. Back to pass from his own 48 is Kalik. Hawks put a good rush on. Down he goes. It's Aaron Campman again.
That's number 6, 5 and 6 in the same series. Way to go, senior leader, Aaron Campman.
Well, Applington Parkersburg won the state high school championship yesterday, and Campman's following up with a big day today. Try these numbers on. 77 tackles, 13 for loss, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 15 quarterback hurries, and a block kick.
And a married.
Sounds like the 12 days of Christmas. And those are just Aaron Campman's numbers. Here's the punt. Khalil right up the middle. 20, 25, 30. Still going. 35, 40. Cuts it to the near sideline. Now back to the middle. 50, 45 of Minnesota. Khalil Hill does it again. 2.5 to go first quarter. The Hawks 14, Minnesota nothing. And Iowa looking for more at the Gopher 46. Thanks to a wonderful kick return, a punt return by Khalil Hill of 37 yards. Here comes the reverse. Betts hands off to C.J. Jones. Banks trying to throw a block. Jones turns the corner. 45-40. Close to the 1st down at the Minnesota 37-yard line. 1st and 10 at the Minnesota 27-yard line. Dallas Clark, the tight end, in motion this time on play action. Banks rolls out to his right, throws on the run. C.J. Jones makes a great catch at the 15, 14-yard line. The ball was well overthrown, and Jones did a balancing act. What a juggler, what a magician, C.J. Jones. And another Iowa first down. Everything going right for the Hawks. Here's Banks rolling out to his right. Quarterback keeper, 10, 5, goal line. Touchdown, Iowa.
No, 1 yard line.
Oh, I thought I saw the touchdown signal. Brad Banks ducks in under Bruce Nelson at center. Here's the give to Jeremy Allen. He's in. Touchdown, Iowa.
Well, that was like trying to stop one of those Humvees coming at you at 60 miles an hour right there.
Brad Webb spoke to the team last night. They call him Packy Webb, and he has these Hawks jacked today. Brad Webb, one of the many 1981 Rose Bowl members in the audience today. 21-0 is Nate Kading, and the Hawkeyes extend the lead to 3 touchdowns. Benny Sapp had the play sniffed all the way and darn near started an interception play. Here's a delayed handoff. They're going to run the reverse, and it goes to Tellis Redmond, who lined up as a wide receiver, coming wide side to the short side of the field, and he's knocked down for a loss. Bob Sanders and D.J. Johnson combine, and they shove him back to the 45 of Minnesota. That's a loss of 3 or 4. Minnesota will go for the field goal. The spot will be at the 21, so it's a 31-yard kick, and it's right through. He's just happy to be playing, period, after double shoulder surgery the last couple of years. Banks with a deep drop, wings it to the right sideline, has a man caught. 25, 24-yard line, down inside the 15 to the 12 goes Chris Oliver. Tight end Clark is to the right. Banks again changing the play. Hill and Oliver are out to the left. Here comes Banks running right side over the 5-goal line. Touchdown, Iowa. 27-3 Hawks. 4:13 to go. First half. Kading is on for his 4th point after try of the day. The snap, the hold by Bradley. The kick is right through. Iowa 28, Minnesota 3, and still 4 minutes to go first half. This is Hawkeye football from Learfield Sports. He's a finalist for the Ray Guy Punter Award. Here comes a big rush by Campman, and he almost got to that
and
ball.
it's a fake, and it's all the way down.
Oh my goodness,
to the 30,
it is.
inside the 20.
Inside the 15, I beg your pardon.
Again. Patterson came out of a slot set and came down the middle of the field, was wide open.
Benny Sapp looks at that every night before he goes to sleep for motivation. Back up to you guys.
4th down and goal. They go to Johnson in the end zone. It is incomplete. A heck of a play by Benny Sapp.
Boy, was that set up perfectly. Mark, great comment there, because that's what they tried to do. They tried to run the fade pattern to Johnson. Benny Sapp covering him all the way, turned around. Johnson arguing with the backfield judge. Good clean play by Benny Sapp. A stop by the Hawkeye.
Yeah, just a lot of hand checking, and they're not going to call that. 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Hawks can now run out the clock. What a first half performance by the Iowa Hawkeyes. 28-3 over Minnesota.
Boy, these Hawkeye fans all on their feet. Big round of applause for the Hawkeyes. Coach Ferentz and his staff. What a very, very dominating first half of football played by the Hawkeyes. They've got to score a touchdown on this drive.
3 wideouts, 1 running back. Back to pass is Kalik. He throws downfield. It's in. Caught? Yeah, caught. Great catch. Thought it was incomplete at first, and Ron Johnson went up between Shane Hall and D.J. Johnson. It's like he woke out of a deep slumber and then decided to throw the flag. But it's history now. 2nd down and 7. On play action, Kalik over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Minnesota. Oh, boy, what a big, big series there for the Gophers to start the second half. Helped out by a 4th and 9 pass interference call, and tight end Ben Utek ran it down and in right at the post, and Kalik put it on his hands. 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6 by Ladell. He sweeps the left side, has the first down. He's at midfield. He's at the 45 of Minnesota. 1st and 10 at the Golden Gopher 43-yard line. A big gainer for the senior from Blue Springs, Missouri. Out of the eye, slot receiver to the right for Iowa. The ball on the near side hash mark as the Hawks attack the goal to our left or the north goal. Freddie Russell, who gives a little change of pace and a different look. He high steps it through a hole over the right side, cuts it back to the left, inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. A gain of nearly 10 again. This time Betts lines up in the slot left with Chris Oliver out there. Khalil Hill's at the top of the field. McCann looks left, quick hitter to tight end Dallas Clark. He's at the 10, drags a tackler into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa! Dallas Clark does it again. Another big play, and McCann zipped that ball. It was in high gear when it got to Clark. He ran from right to left, right across the field, and he dragged a tackler inside the 5 and then high stepped it into the end zone. Kading on for the point after try. Count it, 35 Iowa, 10 Gophers, 7:23 to go third quarter. This is Hawkeye football from Learfield Sports. Looking for a pass rush are the Hawkeyes, but they hand it off to Thomas to pay, and he's going to be dropped for a 3-yard loss. They swept to the right, to the wide side of the field, and Jake Cuppy, the big offensive tackle, ended up in the backfield. Compliments of Colin Cole, Joe Uselman. Offset eye for the Hawkeyes. Clark in motion. 2nd down and 7. McCann back to pass. McCann flips it right side. Caught wide open is Dallas Clark. He's at midfield. 40, 35-yard line. Look at him carry tacklers. 3 Gophers still going. 20-yard line. Bulldozer Dallas Clark just plows his way for an extra 30 yards. You could have done it, though. Back to pass, McCann on 3rd and goal. Flings it left. It is caught. Touchdown, Iowa.
Khalil Hill with a fantastic layout catch.
Khalil with another grab. The Hawks are at 400 yards total offense for the day, and still 2 minutes to go third quarter. It's 41-10. Make it 42-10 as Kading. That right leg has been busy out of the hold of David Bradley. Iowa 42, Gophers 10. You're listening to Hawkeye football. In a possible bowl bid and a better than 500 season with only Iowa State next week in Ames.
Only Iowa State.
Yes, only Iowa State. On play action, first play of the 4th quarter, Abdul Khalik goes long and has his man. Ron Johnson inside the Iowa 20 at the 16-yard line. Abdul Khalik changes the play. He has Johnson to the short side of the field. He wants him. He lobs it to the end zone. Oh, and a great catch for a touchdown by Ron Johnson. Benny Sapp couldn't play it any better. He threw it over the outside shoulder, and that's Marquise Walker style catch there. Minnesota goes for 2, and they run the power I backfield. Play action. Khalik rolls out to his right and underthrows the intended receiver. Terrific rush. Actually, it was a blitz by the linebacker Grant Steen. The pass was intended for Marion Barber. 9 minutes to go in the ball game, and the Hawkeyes leading Minnesota 42-16. Trying to keep the Gophers out of the end zone. Khalik back to pass. Bull rush by Campman. He steps up in the pocket, fires incomplete, and
intercepted by
Benny Sapp. Benny Sapp with the interception. He landed on the ball. May have knocked the wind out of himself, but I'll tell you what, he'll recover in a hurry. Get a good look at him, Mark. I want to know if he lost any weight eating that Minnesota corn. Michigan State beat Purdue today 24-14. As McCann hands off, the ball is fumbled. Freddie Russell had a 2 or 3 yard gain, and somebody put their helmet on the ball, and it popped straight into the air. So the Cyclones will have 6 victories and be bowl eligible, facing Iowa next week. Here's a lob to the end zone on 1st and 10. Caught, touchdown, Minnesota. As Ron Johnson continues a big day for him. Minnesota goes for 2, but Johnson was looking right back into a blinding sun and just cradled it right into his midsection. They go for 2. They get 2. Khalik on a rollout finds Demetrius Johnson. Clock running, 10 seconds to go. One more play, and the Hawks will have reclaimed Floyd. We'll have victory number 6. We'll be bowl eligible.
Look at him go.
And look at the Hawkeyes storm across the field. That's it. The game's over. The Hawkeyes have defeated Minnesota 42-24. Kirk Ferentz finds Glenn Mason in that mob scene out there as the student body rushes across the field too. I'll tell you, they're anxious to see Floyd. They haven't seen the old hog in 3 or 4 years. And Floyd is rightfully back in the Hawkeye State.
Well, you've got a lot of happy Hawkeyes. They've got a big game left, I'll tell you that, at Iowa State. But what a way to end the Big Ten season. Games they could have won, should have won, but this one they did win and won it big. And the Hawkeyes have reason to celebrate.
They do it 4-4 in the Big Ten. Been a while since the Hawks have reached 500 in the Big Ten, and somewhere in that mob scene down there of students and players is Mark Allen. Mark, are you all right?
I tell you something, they sprinted across this field. They've grabbed up Floyd of Rosedale, but being a senior leader means a lot of things. Some of the first players coming out of the Hawkeye mob to start to shake the hands of the Minnesota team, none other than Ladell Betts, Khalil Hill, lead by example. I think Kirk Ferentz coaches that very well, and so does the rest of the coaching staff. But Floyd of Rosedale held up high now. The Iowa fans are around it, and indeed, the student section is half empty as everyone is down on the field celebrating this bronze pig that's coming back to Iowa City.
Well, that hog's probably a little light. They'll need to, fatten him up with some of that Iowa corn and get him back to his playing weight. Thanks, Mark. And you're right, though. Ladell Betts, Aaron Campman, Kyle McCann. As Bobby Hansen likes to say, when you win a world championship, act like you've been there. And these Iowa seniors congratulating Minnesota on a hard-fought victory. But the Hawkeyes, look at David Porter leading the way. That big old tackle from near St. Louis. He's right in front of Floyd, giving him a big hug and kiss. The Hawkeyes have reclaimed Floyd and reclaimed a lot of admiration from these Iowa fans throughout the season, throughout the Big Ten season, as Iowa polishes off Minnesota 42-24 to level off at 4 victories and 4 defeats in the Big Ten, and equally as important, go to 6-4 overall. The Hawkeyes are now officially bowl eligible, as are the Iowa State Cyclones, who beat up on Kansas today. What a game that's going to be next week over at Jack Trice. But we've got plenty to rehash between now and then, and we'll get started on our Hawkeye postgame show in just a minute. Iowa defeats Minnesota 42-24. You're listening to Hawkeye Football.